Destination Newry.
Okay, how are you? It's Rowan Hand, it's Feargal McCormack. He's back from Canada. Were you in Canada at the time of the awfulness in Ottawa?
I was.
My goodness.
I was just arriving. I was on my way. I just arrived from Montreal to the Toronto airport, and it was flashing up as I was collecting the baggage. It was flashing up on the TV screens.
Goodness gracious. But wasn't that fellow, Irish ancestry, the sergeant at arms? He got his man.
Yeah.
But can you imagine what it took a man in his mid-50s to 60s, who was once and now retired, he was a ceremonial figure, to draw the pistol and in his mind, all of the ramifications of what he was about to do, but bing, he took the guy out and saved the day.
He did good work.
It was an amazing thing he did.
Did well.
And the Prime Minister, Harper, there he was, cowering, and they were putting tables and chairs behind the doors to safeguard the people, you know. What was the sense you got of it in Canada when you were there, among the people the Canadians you met?
Well, I got a sense that, you know, business around the world is the same. Once you take the skins off in any country, there's a lot of common trends. And I must say I found the experience uplifting. It truly was a world conference. There were people there from every corner of the world.
Is there a single sentence you could utter now that tells us in a single sentence of what you got out of it? Because we would almost think there's nothing you can get out of it. You're the man who delivers.
Oh, no, not at all. What I got out of it, certainly, what I got out of it was that the PKA network was on the move.
PKA, that's your new outreach to the world. PKA FPM.
No, PKF.
PKF FPM.
Yeah, and the PKF network was on the, and you know, I met some amazing people and what they were doing and what they were achieving, and the sharing of ideas was phenomenal.
Yeah. Is it still possible for Feargal McCormack, one of the authors of the Newry City experience and the creation of Newry City, is it possible for you still to be inspired? You used the word inspirational.
Oh, we're only starting, Ron. You know, I mean, our present circumstances only determine where you start, they don't determine where you finish. And certainly from a PKF FPM perspective, I think the future is very exciting, and I think I stress to you, whatever you've seen before, you haven't seen anything yet.
Wow, I tell you. Offices in Canada at some stage?
No, we're happy with that network, but I think you will see significant development on this island.
Wow, there have been developments. We're still coming out of the recession, and we're going well.
Yes, and it's great to see local businesses being so well rewarded in the recent UTV Business Awards. I mean, the Rug House won the SME of the Year.
Yeah.
So, Joseph Doherty, Regen Waste, won Young Business Personality of the Year. And Norbrook Laboratories won the International Company of the Year for their export marketing. And that's a week or two after Mulcairn Supermarket won the Forecourt Award, and also Hughes Supermarket in Camlock won a big award. So it's great to see.
Previously, I think about a month ago, the folk on Hill Street, Super Value there, they won a big award.
Yes, and then you had Hill Engineering winning the Queen's Export Award. So this is great news for the area, and the importance of these awards is that it creates confidence, because you're not only competing against local business, you're competing against regional business, and in the case of Hill, you're competing against UK-wide business. So yeah, it's showing that businesses from this area are now starting to compete in the global market.
You would have seen the bad times as I had. Well, I would have seen even worse times than you, because I'm older. But you would remember times when none of this would have been possible. We had 25 out of every 100 men unemployed.
Well, I bring you back to the comment I made earlier on. Your present circumstances only determine where you start.
Yes.
And no matter where we were at any point in time, positive thinking can make things different.
It's the line of poetry comes to mind. I may have been lying in the gutter, but I was looking at the stars.
Well, I think Barack Obama and his wife are a key example. They started in very humble surroundings, and through self-help, through education, through what I would call emotional intelligence rather than IQ.
What do you mean by emotional intelligence? It's a lovely concept, lovely thought.
Savvy. I mean attitude. I mean the balance, the all-round balance of a personality. Through emotional intelligence, I think they're now in the White House.
Yeah. What kind of people are you employing at the moment in your outreach? Because you have you have your special, what's the name of it, your apprenticeship idea?
Oh, the PKFFPM Academy.
Yes, the Academy.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to be honest with you, we're looking for a highly motivated team, a team that want to be champions of evolutionary change, a team that have passion and hunger, a team that want to, above all, to serve and care, to help people.
Is your real skill, Feargal McCormack, the skill of getting the right people around you? Because you're not king of every castle, but you've got a team.
Well, you know, the old Japanese proverb, none of us are as smart as all of us. Yeah. You've got to build a good team. You've got to build 15 forwards never won a match. You've got to build people with different skills. At any point in time, you've always got to be improving your team.
And the pond that you went fishing in to find your team, it's a very sophisticated pond, educationally, because the level of university achievement, the level of schools in our area leading on to university, very, very high indeed.
We're very fortunate, but remember what I said, if you didn't pick it up, that don't confuse IQ with emotional intelligence.
Oh, I picked it up.
You need both.
Cherish it.
You need both. And unfortunately, you know, there are many people with first-class honours, but in 30 years' time, they haven't gone too far.
Yeah.
So you need people with first-class honours. You need people who don't have first-class honours. But the most important thing you need is the right attitude.
One of the great cameramen I worked with in RTE, a man called Gay O'Brien, he's now dead and gone. He was famed for covering a royal visit in Belfast, and he was the first one to walk with a camera in one hand and a stepladder in the other hand. And he got in close, put the stepladder up, went to the top, and got the whole thing. And he used to talk about that quality of inestimable value, cop on. Savvy, cop on, emotional intelligence. Now, we're heading towards the 4th of December to an event of very considerable importance.
Yes, I think it's great that the annual Newry Business Christmas Charity Dinner will be held for the 15th year this year, and we will exceed the £1 million this year, raising of funds in terms of toys and money to local children's charities. And I think what's equally important is this year we acknowledge two men with great Newry connections as our guests of honour. Father Peter
McVerry.
Obviously very famous for the work he has done with the
huge man
with the homeless in Dublin.
Son of Dr. John McVerry of Newry, born in Newry.
Correct. And Reverend Dr. Michael Barry, the current moderator of the Presbyterian Church, who's a regular attender at the event. But we thought it would be appropriate to honour both these men this year, and I think we'll get a full house. And really what we're saying to people out there in the community is that this event deserves support, and we would like people to come along and start the Christmas spirit of giving and of helping people by coming along to an event which traditionally has always been a very memorable occasion. And equally for those who cannot come along, that they consider donating a new toy, unwrapped toys, because these toys find a good home at the Christmas time. And they could leave them into the reception at the Canal Court Hotel on the morning from early on.
And that's a glorious sight, because you have the children of the local schools building the toy mountain.
Our elves.
From our elves doing that as you go along.
St. Joseph's Primary School.
Yeah, that's this year. I went there myself.
Yeah, well,
I was just a student of St. Joseph's. I did my first abscondment, let me invent a word, from St. Joseph's Primary School when I was 5. And I suppose, ran away.
I suppose going back to business for a second, one, the very significant announcement of Lady Ballyedmond during the week, that Norbrook Laboratories would continue to be an independent company headquartered out of Newry, with obviously Dr. Lillian Crummy, a local girl, as managing director, and Martin Murdoch, finance director. And obviously they've been doing that role for a while.
Yes, of course.
Prior to Lord Ballyedmond's death. And also the fact that members of the hockey family now, the two sons, along with Lily Ballyedmond and Roy McNulty, who's been again in the board for some time, former managing director of Shorts Bombardier. And they plan to strengthen the board. I mean, that's tremendous news for this area. I mean, you know, in terms of the value added, the wage input, the the creativity, the innovation, the wealth creation, to think that that statement has been made. And I think that people will be very appreciative of what Lily Ballyedmond said.
It has to be acknowledged, this firm, Norbrook, an exemplar in getting it right. A vision by a man who had a price list in a suitcase, in a briefcase, and went off around the world to do his business and built. And then look, generations of Newry families have had an economy as a consequence of it.
Well, I mean, there's a nucleus building up there. I mean, we talked about Hill Engineering earlier on. You obviously have MJM. You have First Derivatives. You have ABP, the largest meat processor in Europe here. There is a lot happening in this area. You have Autoline having announced their development 2 weeks ago. And these are all different sectors. What you're really seeing here is there is a hardcore nucleus of business enterprise establishing in the area. And what we have to do, the challenge to us in this area, is to build from this nucleus and grow it further.
I'm tempted to say, and I will say, we're a great people.
Well, we can't be complacent, Ronan. Always remember, you must retain a sense of nervousness.
Then I'm a mega success because I've been on the edge all my life, you see. But let us finally remind the people of December the 4th, Thursday.
Very important day. It's a day when we in the business community in Newry can open our hearts and can also, you know, it was St. Francis who said, it is in giving we receive. No better way to do it.
So that's the Newry Christmas Charity Business Dinner in the Canal Court on the 4th of December. And we want you to take a table, and your generosity will support the St. Vincent de Paul Society, the Salvation Army, and all of the children's charities that you will help.
And the good news is, as Cathal looks on this morning from Destination Newry, we are inviting, and he has accepted to become our online TV partner for the event. And I think there is a lot that Destination Newry can do to further develop the event in its 15th year.
Absolutely.
And I think, I suppose we put down the gauntlet now for a bit of creativity and innovation. Rather than, Rowan, have you just sitting at your table all night, that this is an event that you can bring to the people.
Well,
I think that through the ingenuity of your team and colleagues here, I believe Destination Newry as our online partner, and I mean, obviously we have Q100 and 100.5 doing the radio, but I believe it equally shows how important these communication mediums are in the local area, and we look forward to a very exciting partnership with Destination Newry this year.
Well, I can tell you now that, I accept this with joy. This is a wonderful challenge and a wonderful opportunity, but we are not defined by where we are. We are defined by where we will take you. God bless you. Go well. Take care. Feargal, McCormack.
Thank you. Thank you very much.